Welcome back to Love Life After. I am your host, Christelle, and on today's episode, I want to take you back on a journey that meant so much to me. Back to my recent trip to Togo, West Africa, and I just want to share some of that experience with you.
Baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a black queen, baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a black queen, a black queen.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Love Life After. I am so happy to be here today because I get to share some of the most important moment that happened on my trip to Togo, West Africa. So, some of you know that, I am from Togo, originally born and raised in Togo until like I was about 11 years old. Then I moved to the US. So, going back this recent August, we went back in August. That experience was it was a lot, but it was one of the best experience that I've had in my life. Just going back. So originally we went. Well, the reason why we went back to Togo this August was because my parents were getting. Well, they're renewing their vow, but really having their very first wedding because they never. Back in the day, they did the traditional wedding, but they never had their actual wedding. So us as their children, we wanted to like make sure that it was like a memorable moment for them too as well, because we want them to have the best experience ever. But when we went, we did go just for the wedding. But what started as just like a nice celebration turned into one of the most heartfelt, like when I say heartfelt, life changing trip for me. And I think also, just speaking for them, I think it was for my family too as well. Because so much was learned, so much was done. Um, you know, tears were shared, laughter. So it was amazing, y'all. So I do want to take y'all back a little bit on that journey. And so the first few days, when I say hectic, it was hectic. So what we really wanted to do, and we wanted really to give them the best experience, right? But getting ready for the wedding, all the preparation, the excitement of, yes, maybe just a little bit of like the overload of the wedding. Of course, there were laughters, we played, we shared time, but it was a lot. It was so much that, some of us were just like over it. We were over the whole experience because we didn't really realize, it's five of us and everybody have their own opinions and things like that. So it was just one thing that we all learned. I think we learned that not everybody's opinion or, everybody's thoughts, like whatever they want to put in. Because, as you all know, even though we're the children, right? There's still other adults that they have to, put their inputs in. And we, growing up, we grew up with like, I guess you could, here say that it was like more like of an American tradition. And we were really trying to bring that similarity to Togo, but not realizing that everything is done like so different there. Um, Down to even the church. The so okay, we grew up Catholic, so the way the wedding is done there, it was different, right? So it's different because there's so much that goes into the detail, like the steps of getting to the altar that we didn't know. And there were things like, I mean, I guess some tradition that we didn't really like because we were brought up, knowing that there are tradition, but we didn't actually really experience it as adults. So, but once the wedding started, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. Another thing that I thought that was kind of like funny was us not knowing that the ceremony was gonna take an hour and a half. Um, when we heard that hour and a half, we were like, "What in the world?" Like nobody want to sit at a wedding for an hour and a half. But little did we know, I'm gonna say it actually turned out really, really well. Like the stuff they did, the dancing, the just the whole experience. It was really nice to see. So I mean, I guess you could say that we did had a blast. It was perfect, and also a reminder that how we may want to experience certain things, maybe like different on how other people do it. Also, that of how powerful it is to come together to celebrate the love of what it means to be a family. I think that's really what sets it up for me. Just knowing that, it wasn't just about the stuff that's happening to get to, the actual celebration part. It was more so of the spending time of family. I think out of all of that, that's all I got from it because, we were two different family, of course, even though we were already family, and just like coming together and hearing all the stuff that goes on and sharing thoughts and the tradition and all of that, it was just really empowering to me at the end of the day because I felt like, it was some of those things that even for my children to see that to them, yeah, it was a little overwhelming, but just the togetherness part, that's what really did it for me. So after the wedding, we all decided that we wanted to, just rest and spend time, just do excursion and things like that. And that was really nice. But the heartfelt moment, like the part of the trip, like where it really began for me, was the giving back. So one of our friends who he's a barber here in North Carolina, so he decided that he wanted to do something, give like he wanted to give back to the community, that we grew up in. The fact that he said that and he wanted to do that, that meant so much to me that I decided to join him. Together, I felt like we were unstoppable because we poured into so many kids, not just like doing haircuts or doing hair, but I feel like we put in love, time, gift. It was just a magical moment because I've never like, living here, I've done like, things, volunteer work and things like that. But really like having, kids that don't are so grateful, don't even want or care whether things like that do happen for them. But the fact that they were so grateful and we were able to like put smile, like my family member, some of my family here, of course, they all brought book bags. They brought I'm sorry, um, pencils, notebooks, things like shoes, plates of food, like so they gather all of that together and then they give each individually to each kid that came in to get a haircut and they were so happy. I don't know how many we did that day, but we did it until we were cutting hair until it was dark. We started when it was daytime and it was dark and we ended up we had so many lines, y'all. We have lines out to the door, that we ended up having to turn kids away because it was dark, and by the time it got dark, being outside, we were outside doing this, so we couldn't really like take any more kids in. So we ended up just stopping, and this is one of the reasons why I definitely want to go back and do the same thing and just do it like on multiple days instead of just doing it in one day. I don't think we didn't have the time, I guess you'll say. We didn't have time because if we would have planned accordingly, or even if we would have known like prior, we could have like set more time to do it and like have without having to turn any kids away because we didn't realize that it was gonna be that many people like that turn around. So that to me, like seeing that and seeing the smile, in their faces, it just reminded me that it's not all about just giving back. That's not what matters. It's not about like how much we have or what we're sharing. It's that smile, that laughter that you see in those kids' faces. That's what really did it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the moral of the story is it's not about what you have, but it's really about just sharing what you can. That's what really matters, and that's what we did to make sure that these children have just what they need to start school.
Crystal Clear Services LLC offers various services for your home needs. Services include and are not limited to handyman services, fences, decks, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, painting, power washing, cleaning, roofing, siding, flooring, and all your home improvement needs. Make sure you visit hirecrystalclear.com and request a free quote today.
For most people that know me, they know that family is what's important to me. Like, I'm a big, from the time, I was a kid, it's always been about family. That's what one of my values is, making sure that I pour into my family. Even like friends that became family, I've always been the person that want to make sure that we keep those bonds together, right? So, but every day, just being there, every day was just a time that we all got to like spend together, of course, as family. Like I was saying earlier, we laugh, we talk, we explore, we've done a lot. So one of the most memorable experience for me was when we visited the waterfall. It was inside of this village, way out. It's called Lomé. We enjoyed that experience because it was a lot. I think my sister shared a video of going up the stairs and going on a trail. It was a stair trail, but it was a lot. But we had like our babies, my niece was 11 months, and then my youngest was 4, and then 7. They like the 4-year-old, she's almost 5, but the 4-year-old, she was like climbing those stairs like it was nothing. That to me was like so memorable because just seeing that, it's not about like, and I'm saying this because I had a similar experience with one of my friend kid, and she was like, no, I'm not doing that. So to see my niece like doing that and going up those stairs and just being around family, I think that's really what is important. And just visiting, like what else we did, like we went to we had like some beach activity. We experienced just the beauty of like just being outside, and when you really have the right people around you and just like people showing you around too, I think it make the experience more fun in a way where we didn't really have to go find people to show us around, and having people there and just realizing how Togo is so beautiful, y'all. So if you have never been to Togo, Lomé, go ahead and visit this place because it's such a beautiful place when you have the right people just showing you the different places of Togo, and not just what you're seeing on TV and things like that, but actually visiting and seeing the culture, the actual culture. Another moment that I want to share is visiting the House of Slave. One of the most emotional moments was visiting that place because it was where they used to enslave Africans. That's where they were held before transporting them to in the different places across the ocean. When I say walking through, of course I've been there before, but I feel like the feeling never goes away. Just walking through that place and feeling the history, the pain, the strength of those people, all the people that came before us, right? It was very heavy. Like I didn't experience the second go. So it's a place where you could go inside the room. So this is the room that, well, I guess the house, but inside the room where they keep the slaves before they ship them out, right? But I've been in there before, and I did walk through the experience this years ago, back in 2019, I think, when I went, I did that. But this time around, I didn't do the same thing. But really, just being in that room and watching some of my friend and family members that were making the same experience that I experienced back then, the ones that didn't do it before, and some of our friends that from America that are doing it the very first time. Like, it was very heavy, just seeing that. But to me, like, just talking about it again, I'm getting emotional, but because just seeing that, it's so sad that, the people that came before us have to go through things like that. But it's also a reminder of like how resilience and the importance of just not forgetting our history, right? We don't ever want to forget those histories. So if you ever get the chance, the experience to experience something like that, I say go ahead and do it, because it will make you a better person when you thinking back about the things that they had to go through, and then how you're living now. Like, you shouldn't be, worrying about, you should be very grateful, and just know that, wow, like, they did that and I'm here and I don't have to go through this. I'm just saying, like, I'm just gonna stop talking about that, because just being there, just feel like just talking about it is like reliving it and seeing that they really did go through that. But I do want to share some lessons of this whole experience with you. I don't want to just like talk about all the stuff that we did, but I just really do want to share that I feel like this trip really taught me that with joy and pain can exist. Like, when there's joy and when there's also pain, you can experience the same journey both way, and you could still feel them in a powerful way. I don't know if that makes sense. I know I'm just like, trying to put my thoughts together, but what I'm really saying is like, either whether it's joy or pain, you could still feel that power, right? That power, that heaviness, that experience in a way where it will make you want to do better, right? Want to be a better person. Even if you are already a better person, but it will just make you want to do better in life in general. So that was really one of the lessons that I've learned, coming into this, like, and I also like just reminding me that the importance of giving back is very, very important. Like, just being present and honoring our history and finding the beauty in whatever we do. That's what's really important in life. And within like those 2 weeks, I felt like it wasn't really enough, but the lessons that came with me, I feel like they were very powerful in way, and just having my children and my husband there to experience all those with, and some friends to experience all of that with. I feel like that was a win for me for this summer. And I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here. But I definitely want to go back. And you know what I really was doing. I really wanted to do, and I've been thinking about this since my trip. So if you are a hairstylist, or if you are somebody of service and you want to give back, I want us to take a trip. I want to challenge us, y'all. We need to do this. I want to challenge us to take a trip back to Togo. It doesn't even have to be Togo. It could go Ghana, Benin. I do want to stay in the West, because I feel like we don't really focus on that area a lot. And I want to go do something. Like, I want us to, offer our service and give back in a way where it will be life changing for us, not just for us too, but for our businesses. So if anybody's in service, or even if you're not, if you just want to join and offer, your service, your guidance, your presence, I feel like that would be very great. So I want to share that. I'm gonna give myself, I try not to go to Togo every year or whatever, but I'm gonna give myself 2 years. And when I start planning, I will definitely share more about it with you, because that giving back is something that I definitely want to do again in Togo. Even though every birthday coming up, of course, always November, I collect things in the salon where I take him and then go hand him out to the homeless. So I still want to do that. I'm still gonna continue to do that, and that's the way that I give back. Oh, and then also this November, this birthday. So my planner, I know I talked about, having a book out, but my planner is out. The ebook is also, I think it's going to be available on the 7th, October 7th, but it's available for pre-order. And then the actual copy will be available in November. That's part of my birthday. So I'm going to have 3 books that's going to be out in November. And this is a celebration for myself because I want to be able to, and of course, one lucky winner, of course, I'm always going to give back, or 3 winners now. They're each going to get one of the book that's coming out. And I'm excited and I can't wait for that. But yeah, that's all. That's all I'm gonna share for today. I hope just sharing about this experience encourage you not to just travel, but also travel with intention. Travel with a reason. Even if it's just like vacation, right? Make it intentional. Just celebrate, give back, connect with people, and honor the places and the people that you encounter when you go on this journey. And of course, like with all the people that came before us, I just want to tell them thank you, all our ancestors. I just want to say thank you for them to experience what they did for us to be where we are right now. And I'm so grateful for my parents to give us the life that they did here and there too as well. And I can't wait to build a legacy, my legacy with my children. So thank you so much for letting me share this piece of my heart with you. And if this story inspire you in any way, down till I just want to give back or want to travel and do something, please share it with someone or reach out. Let me know that you do want to join us on the next trip to explore not just Togo, but Ghana, maybe even Nigeria. Let's do it, y'all. But yeah, until next time, I just want to say thank you so much for your love. Thank you for your many blessings. Keep looking for the lesson in every journey that you are experiencing. And just remember to love life no matter what, okay? And with that being said, if you have any question, comment, or concern, please email us at lovelifeafter18@gmail.com or love.lifeafter on our social media. I promise I'll make sure to answer all your questions, comments, and concerns. And with that being said, I just want to say thank you. I love y'all so much for your support, your share, your comments, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much. Love you. Peace.